Welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba here with Ed Baxter in the studio. All right, we have got a real and interesting guest coming on right now. Richard Jacobs, author, founder of FutureTech podcast, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and blockchain Superconference, which is coming here to Dallas, 16th through the 18th. Welcome to the show, Richard. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. All right. Give our audience some background on you, and then let's get into what's going to happen at the conference coming up, the Bitcoin Super Conference.
Yeah, sure. So in October 2016, I was caught up in the Trump versus Hillary election, probably like a lot of people were, and it was just all negative. And so at that time, luckily, I had started receiving emails from Peter Diamandis, who's the head of the X Prize Foundation, and all these emails were about, stem cells and blockchain and artificial intelligence and all kinds of really interesting stuff. And I decided I want to focus on interesting stuff instead of negativity. So I decided to start a podcast and interview people in all these fields. And it so happens that blockchain and Bitcoin became the most fascinating stuff I was interviewing people on. And I kept going with those kind of interviews and got up to 50, 100 some odd interviews. And I wanted to do something in the space, so I decided to put on the conference that's coming this week.
Okay, and let's get into it. Well, I'm looking at your bio here, and it says, that you've got some, you had 8 years of experience working with speakeasy marketing, and then it helped over 600 attorneys nationwide. So when it comes to putting out podcasts that actually get traction, you've got experience at it, and you're successful at it, if I read this right?
Yeah, I'm just, I enjoy interviewing people. You get to learn things and talk to people that wouldn't normally talk to you. So I've interviewed, hundreds of attorneys about, their practices for the speakeasy marketing. And then it was just a natural transition into Bitcoin and blockchain. So what I've learned and what I feel from all these interviews is, I've learned a ton about the space. I want to tell other people about the space. I want to show them what blockchain can do. It's not just about Bitcoin. It's about many, many other things. So that's actually the goal of this conference.
Right.
What can blockchain do? I want people to come and be like, wow, I didn't know that it's used for all these different things. It's amazing.
Tell me about the conference. Where is it? I know it's in Dallas, but in February 16th and 18th,
Sure.
Where?
Yeah, it's right near the airport. So it's at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport Marriott North. And we had so many people sign up that we had to open up a second hotel. We call it the Soft Fork. It's an overflow event. That's at the Sheraton, which is 1 mile away. And both of these hotels are right off the John Carpenter Freeway.
Got it. All right. Tell me about the FutureTech podcast, the goal, and, about, around the corner and new technologies coming, such as artificial intelligence and 3D.
Yeah, I've been covering the gamut of what I find interesting. So I've done a lot of AI, artificial intelligence interviews. I've done a lot of 3D printing, stem cells and regenerative medicine, hundreds of blockchain and Bitcoin interviews. Now we're doing a series on the microbiome, the bacteria that live inside everyone's guts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all, the whole goal of that podcast is not far off future technologies, but future tech that's here. It's appearing now, and you may not know about it. It's right around the corner, or it's here.
Okay. What about partnering with new people? Because I understand that that's really a big push for you, successful startups, things of that nature.
Oh, you mean partnering with them in which way? In business for the conference, or how do you mean?
Well, you're partnering with several marketing veterans and successful startup founders to build a team of 48 people behind the blockchain-focused business development consulting firm, Blockchain Edge.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you can't do everything alone, and to me, a lot of the fun is working with other people to work on these new ideas. It's not enough for me just to read about them. I'd like to be involved in, the new stuff that's going on. And so I enjoy working with motivated people that are working on projects in blockchain. So that's why we're partnering with them and helping them with their business development and helping them to grow. I have a vested interest. I feel like this just comes from me, that I want to improve the space and move it along. So that's why I'm getting involved.
what are some of the most exciting new technologies in your search of the different people, the different entrepreneurs and engineers that you've seen come across the table now?
All right, so this won't just be confined to blockchain, but I'll tell you some of the most fun and coolest podcasts I've done. So
Okay.
I just did one with a company called Viome, Viome. There's a couple others like it too. So what they'll do is they'll send you a kit and you'll sample your gut bacteria. You'll send it back to them. They'll profile all the bacteria that live in your gut, and they'll send you a custom probiotic. And supposedly, they can't make medical claims, but it's supposed to help with mood. If you suffer from depression, it's supposed to be able to maybe help you lose weight, feel better, go to the bathroom more often, all that stuff. And the idea to me sounds very plausible. I've tried a lot of probiotics, so a custom one makes a lot of sense. And learning about the microbiome has been amazing. I mean, I think it's a really unlooked at part of science that's going to really help a lot of people to live better. So that's one. I did an interview with a company called Feetz, Feetz. They do 3D printed shoes, and I bought a pair for my daughter. They said most people, the left and the right foot's not the same. They're sometimes half a size different. So if you actually have custom shoes for each foot, you'll walk better. I got her a pair, which is really cool. Another company called Cirrus, for migraines, they have an earplug called Earplanes, and they said that changes in pressure are what cause migraines. So I got a pair for my wife because she sometimes gets migraines, and she tried the Earplane earplugs, and they seem to help and prevent migraines. So one of the coolest side effects I've gotten from the podcast is that a lot of these things I've tried and incorporated into my own life, and it's made it better. So that's probably why some of those things are so exciting to me.
Those are great products that you talked about, and really cutting edge stuff. We're almost out of time, but I wanted you to give the audience something to take away. What if somebody was to come? I know it's sold out, but to try and get in there to the conference, what do you want them to take away from the conference? What do you want somebody to walk away with? Wow, this is what I got out of that.
Yeah, so people that are curious about Bitcoin, they either know a little or a lot about it. I want them to come away and say, wow, I didn't know Bitcoin is just one small manifestation of this amazing technology called blockchain. I didn't know it could be helped. It could be used to help people establish their property rights so that their government can't just take their property away from them. I didn't know it could be used to keep personal control of your medical data so you could share it selectively with your doctors instead of having to, go chase it down from all these other places you've been. I didn't know I could store files in an encrypted way so they can't be hacked, and I don't have to rely on Amazon or iCloud or things like that. There's many, many more uses of blockchain. So that's what I want people to come away with and say, wow, this technology in a few years is going to be everywhere, and I'm so glad that I learned about it now so I could take advantage of it and benefit from it. That's what I want people to come away with.
Perfect. Richard Jacobs, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Richard Jacobs, author, founder of FutureTech Podcast and Bitcoin, FutureTechPodcast.com and BitcoinSuperconference.com, coming to Dallas February 16th and 18th. We'll be having more people from this conference on the show later in the week. Thanks.